Hi friends, and welcome to the Summer Decorate With Me Marathon, all about creating cozy and inviting summer home vibes. If you're new here, my name is Sonja, and on this channel I share seasonal decorating ideas to help you create a calm, beautiful, and welcoming home one cozy corner at a time. Today I've put together all of last year's Summer Decorate With Me videos into one relaxing, inspiration-filled marathon. We'll be styling the kitchen, entryway, living spaces, and more with simple summer touches that bring that light and airy feeling indoors. So if you love seasonal home decor, summer decorating inspiration, and all things cozy and calm, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let's decorate together. Hello my friends, and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be working on my front porch. My last video was back porch, now we're working on my front porch. So without further ado, let's get started. Here's what my porch looks like. It still has the Easter stuff on, so the first order of business is to take everything off. Then I'm going to pressure wash it and then put it back together. Once I took everything off, I didn't want to bore you with that. I got my blower out and blew out any dirt, cobwebs, leaves, anything that was on the front porch off before I got my pressure washer out and pressure washed it. If you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, my name is Sonja, and on this channel I share lots of home decorating ideas sprinkled with some organization, cleaning, and some home decor and home organization haul. So if this is something that you think you might enjoy watching, I would love it if you considered subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you press that notification bell so you get notified when I upload videos. I typically aim to upload 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Unfortunately, I did start back with my home daycare back in March, and I am trying to get back into the groove of posting regularly and working full time. And I can't seem to quite get the hang of it yet. So bear with me. I do hope that I figure my schedule out soon enough. Just had a lot of new kids starting up, which is always a little bit more extra work than once you have the kids established and the naps are all figured out and all that stuff, because I do a lot of my YouTube while the kids nap. So nevertheless, I did get my front porch all set up for the summer, which you will see the end result soon enough, and I could not be pleased with the way it turned out. So this year I am using my neighbor's pressure washer, and it is Greenworks, and I don't mind the way it works. My husband thinks it needs to be a little bit stronger, but for me, it did take off all the dirt from coming into the house through the winter and fall and springtime. I do find that you can see like a little path leading up to the door. So it got that all off. It took all the cobwebs and any other stains that were on my front porch from the winter. So I think it works good, but you know, I guess he feels otherwise. I do have to admit, as I mentioned in my other video, pressure washing is so satisfying for me, and I could just pressure wash my whole house inside and out. I just love doing it. I love how you can see exactly what's coming off, and how easy it is to remove dirt that otherwise with just a hose and a brush you would be working a lot harder. And I do like to do this every spring and kind of, well, springish, I guess. Usually I'll decorate for spring before I do this, because I live in Canada, Ontario, Canada, and when we do decorate for spring, especially Easter time, it's still very good chance that it's gonna snow a few times, and so I wait to do this till about beginning of May.
I wish I carry high whenever heart. It takes me through the night when I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into your eyes.
I did try and clean off all the cobwebs off the brick or anything else that might have been on there, as well as some stains on the siding, and then I also sprayed down my lights and also my windows. I was a little bit afraid to spray down the door just because I did refinish this door just last fall, and I was worried that it was going to take everything off if I went with a pressure washer. Probably wouldn't, but I was just being extra careful. Once the front porch was done, I also took out my resin chair and a little stool table and pressure washed that as well. I do keep these out through the winter, so there was a lot of leaves stuck in the crevices of the chairs, as well as lots of cobwebs. And I do not pressure wash my wooden leatherback chair because, again, I'm worried that it's gonna take off all the paint. So, but this it works really well on the resin chairs.
It takes me through the night when I look deep into your eyes. Oh, when I look deep into your eyes.
Before I put my furniture back, I just wanted to wipe down my windows because I did pressure wash them, but I wanted to give them a little bit of buffing as well. And I'm using the Method glass cleaner to do that.
To your eyes. Oh, when I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into...
Now the fun part starts by putting everything back together and decorating. I did have to wipe down the chair because the birds pooped all over it, even though it was under my on my porch covered up. I also mentioned this before. I would love to get new pots, but these are still holding pretty strong. They just have the surface rust, so I will be heading out to the store in the near future and just getting some spray paint and spray painting them. Last time I got a glossy spray paint by accident, so I want to go and get the matte one and just spray paint the little parts that are the rust is kind of showing up, and I will probably keep them until I can no longer keep them because they're falling apart. My mother-in-law had the same one and she replaced it a while ago, but mine's still holding strong. So here is what the furniture looks like, all in its place. And now I'm going to start adding my plants. I have decided this year Every year I buy ferns. I absolutely love ferns, and I thought I'd change it up this year, and I got 2 palms to go into the big pots. I find that this just added such a tropical feel to my front porch, and I think it's perfect for the summer decor because we want summer to feel tropical. I'm going to go and get some stones and just put them on top of this planter just to weigh it down. But for now, I'm just trying to position it so it's in the place that I like. I will probably have to turn this palm, especially this one, several times because the wind, it's where the wind hits it the most. And then I added I think this is called a wash basin. I got it off of a friend. And I love using it, especially for fall decor and Christmas, but I have been using it for a couple of years for the summer as well. I think it just looks so nice having this fern in it. And I got my ferns at Costco for $18.99. I think they are the best deal out there. I think at Home Depot, I was just looking at them. They were $22.99 and they're significantly smaller. So I do think that Costco has the best deal for the ferns in my area. I did have to add a riser, which is just a paving stone, just to elevate the fern a little bit more so it looks better so it doesn't look like it's sitting inside of it. And I just love this look. I love how the wash basin looks with it. So I am very happy how this is all starting to work together. I have been layering my mats for the summer and fall weather because I just love the way that looks, and the area is fairly large, so finding the mat that's big enough is a little bit harder, so I like layering it. Both of these pieces came from Hobby Lobby several years ago when we made the trip across the border to Buffalo. Now this pillow cover, which I absolutely love, lemons and yellow color for the summer, but this pillow cover came from Temu. If you had missed that video with my Temu haul, make sure you head on over because I do have an excellent discount code for you as well if you decide to purchase anything. I love the fact that I can just purchase one pillow cover. I can pick and choose which ones I want, so that way I'm not left with ones that I don't need. And pillow covers are great for storing because they don't take up as much space as pillows themselves. I do still buy pillows, but if I can buy a pillow cover, I will opt for that before I'll buy an actual pillow. Now I'm going to add my wreaths. And I am not loving my wreaths. I think I had enough time with them. I've had them for several years now, and but I haven't been able to find one that I love. HomeSense has had a few, but only one of the wreath, so I haven't been able to find two. I have been thinking about making it myself, but I have found that purchasing them at HomeSense, sometimes I can pick them up for about $22, which does end up being probably cheaper than making it myself. So if I don't find one, maybe I will make one eventually. But for now, these will have to do. They're not bad. I did DIY these myself. I just think I've had lots of time with them and it's time to move on. That's how I felt with my fall ones last year too, and I did end up buying some that I absolutely loved at HomeSense for very, very inexpensive price, which I would have not been able to make them for that money anyway. So I do love that I found ones. So I was hoping to do the same for now, but I haven't been able to. And if I do, make sure you follow me on Instagram because I will be sharing that update there. Here, I used to put signs, but I started doing this last year and I absolutely love the way it looked, so I did it this year again. I had DIY'd this basket over on my DIY channel, and I have been adding some seasonal flowers to it, and I absolutely love the way that looks. It adds pop of color to the brick and that summer feel also, so I love doing it. And all the greenery that I'm using in this basket planter came from Dollarama. For over on this side, I am using these yellow pillows that I use these inside for many years, but I've decided to bring them out, and I think they look really good in this little nook that I have. And then I just added this lantern and the pillows came from HomeSense. So here it is all done. I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. The only thing I need to do is snip that hook off of the fern, and that's it. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's very summery, bright and cheery, and very inviting. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I will see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. So here we are in my front entryway, and I just wanted to kind of let you see what it looks like. I have my melting pot over there, which I'm going to be keeping it there because I can't burn candles during the day due to home daycare and safety reasons and all that fun stuff. So but I can have a melting pot running, and that one's on a timer. So I typically get it started first thing in the morning and put it on for like 3 hours, so that way it's done by the time the kids start coming anyways. I always like to take everything off and then give everything a good cleaning. Now I'm not going as detailed as I was for my spring cleaning, where I spring clean the whole room, but I am going to wipe down the mirror and just dust the little console table. I always get tons of questions about that console table, and I will try and remember to link the video down below. I did thrift this and I made it over on my DIY channel. Believe it or not, it was just a white table. I added some feet and then added some chalk paint to make it look more like wood-like. I had an inspiration. Everybody had these tables, and I could not get one for under $1,000 in my area, so I went ahead and started the hunt for the style of the table on Facebook Marketplace and also thrift stores and all that stuff, and I did come across this one. So like I said, I'll try and remember to include the video in the description box for you to check it out, how I made it over. So typically for the summer months, I don't do a lot of I don't know, like wild things. I don't spend a lot of money on my decor. I try to, if I do buy decor, try to thrift a lot of stuff. Occasionally I do shop at Home Sense. I did not this year, but I try to get pieces that I can reuse throughout different seasons. So I kind of stick to a lot of greenery because I do love using greenery from spring till fall, just like greenery type of things. But for the summer, I do like to add a lot of lemons and limes. I just love that punch of yellow color, and I find lemons do deliver that, and then adding the green from the limes just ties everything together. I would like to know what you guys include in your summer decor. Here I am going to clean up Duke's slobber that he left on the door the other day, well, the day before this one, and I just realized it was there and it does not look very pleasing, so I wanted to wipe it down. So here I have a setup of items that I'm gonna pull from for this front foyer. So I'm gonna go through it, let you know where everything came from. If you've been around this channel, some of it you are already familiar with, but if you're not, it will be informative for you. So I always like to add some sort of a basket, and I typically gravitate towards this one. I just feel that it brings in warmth to the space and extra type of texture, and that came from Home Sense, as well as pretty much anything, any decor that I buy brand new comes from Home Sense. Both of these lanterns came from Home Sense. I've had that one for probably about 6 or 7 years now. This one probably for about 2 years. And then this blanket came from Home Sense, and I love the texture and the style of it. And I always say this is almost like this starting kind of palette for my decor. It's kind of what I want my colors and feel to resemble. I don't know if that makes any sense. And as I always say, my decor is my own. I tend not to follow trends. I decorate my homes based on what I like and what makes me feel happy. I'm in my home all the time. I run a home daycare, so I want my home to feel comfortable and something that's gonna make me feel happy and warm, kind of give me a fuzzy feeling. So, and I'm just putting that out there. And I always say, when you're decorating your home, just because somebody on Instagram decorated a certain way, hey, if you love it, go ahead and replicate, but don't feel the need that you have to keep up with all the trends. It does get a little pricey to do so, and also doesn't make everybody happy and either. So anyways, continuing with my products here. So I am going to put this face up for this decor just because Canada Day is around the corner, and I thought it would be fun to you know, celebrate Canada Day for a little while. Once Canada Day is over, I will probably flip it and use this pillow. This was a DIY over on my DIY channel a while back, several years back. So if you are interested, let me know and I can share that video with you. But for now, we're gonna be going with this side, and this was a DIY as well on my channel, at a different time. But I like doing this type of stuff because it saves me on storage space. Then we have a couple signs that I'm thinking of using. This one was my DIY, and this one came from Temu. I got this last year. I'll see if I can find a link and link it down below for you guys. Then I have a couple different greenery that I'm going with. Most of my greenery is either thrifted or comes from dollar store or Dollar Tree or Dollarama. This one is a wreath that I made. Now the greenery for this wreath I did purchase at Hobby Lobby a couple years back when we did go across the border and shopped at Hobby Lobby. That was during the time when my daughter used to dance and the competitions were near the border crossing, so we took the opportunity to go across and do some shopping. Then I'm also, and there's Duke, my assistant, but I often like to use either a truck or some sort of a bowl that I can fill it with something. So the two contenders for this is this bowl, and this was a DIY, recent DIY on my channel. It is a bowl that I had made over, and the bowl is from Dollar Tree. This was a Valentine's Day bowl, but I did see that they have the same shape with summer design on it right now. So if that's something that you'd be interested in making over, it was simple, very easy, and like I said, it's a recent video on my DIY channel. This truck I absolutely love. I've used it ever since I bought it in every single seasonal decor that I've done. That came from a store called Dublin Mercantile in Bayfield, which is a store not too far from my town. So I got that there. Not sure if they still have it. Their website isn't the greatest, so I can't really link it, but I will try and see if I can find a similar one to link up. These lemons, I have tons of lemons, and most of my lemons have come from Value Village, or I had thrifted it at a different thrift store. But these lemons and limes are a recent purchase. Actually, last week I went to a garage sale on my street. They were doing a fundraiser, and they had a vase full of these lemons and limes with the vase for $3. I did not need the vase, so I left the vase and I purchased these for $3. And these are very heavy and very realistic looking, as well as these ones. Now there's a couple different ones. There's also a little bit of a lighter colored limes, and then there's also just a normal ones that you can get at like Michael's. I'm not sure where these came from, but you can really feel the weight of them, and they sound different. So I'm not sure where they came from, but they are extremely realistic looking, as you can see. The lemon slices came from a store called Bowring's. I don't think that's around. I think Urban Behavior, is that the one that's here now? Is very similar to it with the products that they have, but that was from Valley Village. I just know that it came from Bowerings because it had the same, they were still brand new in a package. Then this is from Dollar Tree. That's from a local florist. Dollarama. The olive tree is from HomeSense, and this pot is from Dollarama. Now I'm not going to use all of it. I'm definitely going to pull from this pile though to decorate it. So back on to decorating. I'm going to be starting with my home sign right at the entryway. I'm going to be adding a wreath, and I just shared the wreath with you. It is just a Dollar Tree form that I wrapped with that garland from Hobby Lobby, but I wanted to add a little bit of color to it, so I'm going to be adding some just some yellow stems and greenery stems. This will tie in all that yellow that I'm going to be getting from the lemons. To continue with decorating the console table here, and I like to add some tall things on either side, and I typically have to play around with this because I don't know, I just sometimes it takes me several attempts to get what the look that I'm going for. I always talk about this, that it's a work in progress always, and sometimes I will even share it with you how I have decorated it, and then when you come back and watch a home tour, it looks a bit different because I had a couple days with it and it wasn't working for me, so I ended up switching things around. I do like to leave the middle open though, because I have my sign-in book for the daycare typically here during the week, and I'd hate to be moving the decor out of the way, and it works really well to have the book right here because as soon as the parents come in, I just sign them in. It just works. So I try to create the decor so it works with that. Now for the bottom here, I always like to use this basket because it covers up all the outlet here, and if there's any cables or anything running. I did move the melting pot to the bottom, and I just think it just covers it up nicely, and I love the texture that it adds to the console table. And then I always use this blanket here. I haven't gotten sick of it yet, so I am continuing with that. And I was originally thinking about using the pillow with the mousse, but the red was really not speaking to me, so you will see later on I do end up turning it around. Maybe I'll turn it to red closer to Canada Day. I am adding this vintage, well, it looks like vintage sign, but it actually came from Temu. And last year I couldn't find a spot for it because I was I got it after I started decorating. So this year I thought I'm going to try and see how it looks here, and I think it looks really good. Now I'm switching things around. For many seasons I've been using the truck here. I'm going to use this bowl and I'm going to fill it out up with lemons. I did try thinking I might do all of the lemons and limes, but I did not end up using them all. And then I'm going to add this boxwood plant just to tie in the greenery all together. As you can see, Duke hasn't left my side. I think Frank is mad at me. He's been having some issues with his ear, so I've been cleaning it more often than usual, and he's not a fan. So now every time he sees me, he thinks I'm going to clean his ear, so he's been hiding in the basement most of the day, primarily because of that, and also because it is the coldest room in the house, and he loves cold. So, and I haven't had the air on because it wasn't quite warm enough to turn the air on, but it was too warm for him, I guess, to be upstairs. I'm going to add this vase over here as well, just to add a bit more greenery. And this is the point where I wasn't liking the pillow, so I just switched it around. And this is it. It completes my front foyer decorate with me. So I'm going to share what it looks like all together now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Sonja, and today we are continuing with my summer decorate with me series, and today we are working on our living room. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here is my living room. Everything's taken down, ready to be wiped down, dusted, and decorated. So I like to just run a Norwex cloth, wet Norwex cloth, just to take some dust off. I dust pretty much almost every week, so there wasn't a lot of dust here, but I just wanted to have kind of a clean slate, and to be quite honest with you, take some dog hair because it ends up being everywhere on the furniture, especially the white. Duke's hair shows up quite a bit on anything white. So once I am all done dusting everything, I'm going to kind of share with you the decor that I'm pulling from, and how I'm planning on decorating everything. I do stick to more earthy tones, things that you find in nature, and I am adding pops of yellow everywhere. I really did, like I said, wanted to I'll be talking about this a little bit more, add blue, but I don't think this room is a space for that. A lot of decorators on line are decorating with blue, but it was not working for me. And as I mentioned before, I decorate my house the way I see fit, not necessarily what's in style. I do like to see what's in style and see if there's anything that new that I'm intrigued with, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I also don't want to spend all sorts of money on all new decor. So I am working with what I have and what I've DIY'd. So while I was wiping down furniture, I noticed that my leaves were looking a little dusty. So I went ahead and dusted them as well. Just wiped the dust off. I think we had some construction being done on our street. People were digging out their gardens and things like that. So I do find that some more dust had settled on surfaces that maybe before weren't getting as dusty as fast. If you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, like I mentioned, my name is Sonja, and on this channel I do lots of home decorating, organizing, and cleaning videos. Primarily decorating. I do sprinkle in organization and cleaning, especially at the beginning of the year when we're all into organizing and decluttering our homes. So if this is something that you are interested in watching, I would love it if you considered becoming part of my YouTube family by pressing that subscribe button, and make sure your notification bell is on as well so you get notified when I post new videos. So here are some of the things that I might be using in the decor. I'm going to go through it, let you know where things came from. So you can kind of see the color scheme going. Lots of greens, pops of yellow, and very earthy tones, and of course black. So over here I have this candle, Mickey shaped candle. It is a ceramic bottom. This came from Disney World. I really love the lid. I think it ties in the earthy tones that I have kind of going. And then all of the greenery that you can see here came from Dollarama, except the pepper leaves. They came from a dollar store called Your Dollar Store and More. And then, so we've got the yellow. I really wanted to include some blue in my decor, but don't have much blue. And I don't think it's gonna go really well in this room. So I'm gonna just stick to greens and yellows. I might use this, I might not, but it would be the only blue thing. So I'm thinking that I might not use it. I also have these pillows that I'm considering. I've had these for a very long time, and I typically bring them out summer. Sometimes I have done it in the fall as well, because they're kind of like that burnt yellow color, so you can go for both, but I'll see if I'll use them or not. Planning on using the truck again. The bowls, the white one or this one. This was a paper mache bowl that I made on my DIY channel. This was a Dollar Tree bowl that I did like a high-end dupe with. So I made that over. This came from Bouclair. It is not ideal, but I love the look of it, but I can never find the purpose for it. It doesn't sit very well, because if you put something heavier, let's say right there, it just tips. So you pretty much have to put it right in the middle. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna use that. I am thinking about using this pot with that greenery. That came from Dollarama. This was a thrifted item that I upcycled. HomeSense, 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 HomeSense. So all of these came from HomeSense. I love the look. HomeSense is pretty much, I think one of the two decor stores that we have that are dedicated to decor pieces. Like we've got Walmart and we've got the Bay and Zayre's. Our grocery store has some stuff, but just the decor stores, I think we're down to just the two. I might be wrong. Maybe there is one I'm not aware of. If you live in KW and you know of different stores, let me know. I think there's the Urban Behavior. I think that's or is it Urban Barn? I think Urban Behavior is a clothing store. Urban Barn is the decor store, but and Home Sense. I think that's it. Like Marshall's, Home Sense type thing. So these came from Temu, and this I got from one of the companies, had sent it to me when I did tier trays. And then I got all of my thrifted lemons and limes in here and more here. And that vase came from Michael's. It used to be just like that color, as you can see on the inside. I had upcycled it several years ago, just did like a Crate and Barrel, I think it was, dupe, and I've been loving it and using it now, whereas before it was just sitting on the shelf. So I might use that one. So this is pretty much it, and we're gonna get started with decorating. So I feel like I have come a long way with decorating my fireplace mantle. I have been doing it a little bit better. I feel like I'm not struggling with it as much as I have in previous years. Now I find I struggle with coffee table more than the fireplace mantle. But I also want to mention that I feel like I'm definitely entering more minimal decor era. I wonder if I'm going to feel the same way once fall and Christmas come, but definitely the spring and the summer I'm going more for simple, less pieces type of decor. I'm not sure why. I am not a minimalistic person, but this is what's speaking to me right now. Over here on a coffee table, I have been playing around with it for a while, kind of just trying to figure out what I wanted, and you'll see how simple I end up leaving it. I really wanted to add a little bit of color to the table, but I wasn't loving how everything was turning out. I might go out and see if I can find maybe some brighter, maybe yellow, even just some colored florals that I like. I'm not a crazy person when it comes to too much floral colors. I find some of them end up looking a little bit, I don't know, tacky. Anyways, the ones we have here, we don't have Hobby Lobby, which I found the florals at Hobby Lobby are exceptional, and Michael's here doesn't have a very big selection, and even the stuff that they have, I'm not most of the time very crazy about. So we'll see. This might change by the time the home tour comes around as far as how my coffee table looks. So I wasn't loving any of it, so I just ended up just leaving this lantern on here now, and it does look, I think it looks good. I'm just not sure whether I am 100% in love with it. And over here, I'm going to add my picture frames back in. I like to keep this table with my family photos, and then just adding a little bit of decor. There were 2 seasons where I couldn't find these photos after Christmas. I misplaced them and couldn't find them. Then when I was rearranging my craft room, yet again, I did end up finding them. So I've decided to add the punch of color here by adding the lemons and limes. And over on this thrifty table, I am adding some woven texture here and a little bit of greenery. And I just love how simple this looks. For the couches, I'm sticking with these pillows. I've been using these pillows for season after season, but I am going to bring back my yellow lumber pillows. I've had these for a long time and they've kind of traveled all over my house, but I decided, since I wasn't adding too much color anywhere else, to add them on the couch and the chairs. I can't do too much pattern on the chairs because they're all full of pattern, so having a solid simple color, it works. And then while I was setting up pillows, I realized somebody was on the couch that wasn't supposed to be, because there was a bit of a slobber on there, so I had just took the Norwex rag and wiped it down. And I'm just looking, I need some sun. Those legs are looking very white. And there you have it. I love how simple it is. Definitely a lot less decor than previous years, but I am loving it. Again, the coffee table, I don't hate it. I'm just not 100% sure that I love it. So stay tuned to see if that will change. I did go up on my staircase just to give you an whole room overview. And I love the yellow pops of color everywhere and how clean and fresh everything feels. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And stay tuned for more Summer Decorate With Me videos coming your way. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you all so much for watching. I'm starting off with a clean slate as always. I took all the decor down, just kept a few pieces on that kind of stay there for all the seasons, and I'm going to take you along and share with you what I'm going to be decorating with. So here are the things that I'm going to be pulling from. So you kind of can see my color scheme here, lots of earth tones, browns, greens, yellows. Then I have my truck here as well, some ceramic, different textures. Obviously I've got the wicker, or the, yeah, I guess that is that wicker. I don't even know what this is called, but anyways, wood, different textures of wood, lots of different textures of leaves as well, and then different clays and stuff like that. So that's kind of my color scheme. So I'm gonna go over and let you know where everything's from. The tulips and the little daisy looking flowers are from Michael's. The rest of the greenery, as well as all these little pots, are from Dollarama. Truck is from Dublin Mercantile. That's a DIY, as well as that. I'm pretty sure those are all wine bottles that you can buy wine in, and then I just made them. Over on my DIY channel, that's a HomeSense buy, and then that's thrifted, as well as that vase is thrifted, along with this beautiful candle holders thrifted. This vase was thrifted and made over. These are from Dublin Mercantile. This is from Dollar Tree, I think. Thrifted. I absolutely love this tablecloth, or the table runner. This is from, I can't remember the store now, what it's called. I'll see if I can find a link to it. Paid obscene amounts of money for it because I really wanted a dough bowl, and it's a beautiful dough bowl, but I think I paid like $150 for it, so really not, like I said, very expensive. This was a DIY. These came from Temu. They're a set of 3. Pretty sure that came from HomeSense. I had that for like 1,000 years. HomeSense. This I shared last time. I got this from a store that sells like tier tray things. Again, I'll see if I can link it through. This board was thrifted. Lemons were all thrifted, and limes. This was a Dollar Tree makeover, and that's from Bouclair. So oh, and there's a couple signs here. They were all DIYs. Just not sure what I'm going to use, or if I'm going to use any. So obviously I'm not going to use all of this stuff, but this is kind of where I'm going to be pulling from. I might end up borrowing stuff from different rooms, but this is a good starting point. First thing I'm going to be doing is giving this a wipe down, just light dusting. It's not overly dusty, but I just like to have a completely clean slate. Over here you can see I have some fine china on the display. This is not the whole set, just a few pieces. This was a gift from my husband's grandmother for our wedding gift. It is by Mikasa, and the design is called Palatia Platinum, and I love it. I think it's a very timeless piece of fine china. But it's kind of a nice thing to have something from her. She is no longer with us. So I always keep just a few pieces out here. I used to have a much bigger hutch where I kept almost everything on the display, but with this one I just keep few pieces and add some decor to it. And I think the pops of white against the black, it just really looks really, really good. And it does have a little thin silver right around border around it, and I really like it. The painting is from another wedding gift that we had received from my husband's family from back from Europe, from back home. It is by some well-known artist. So, and I wasn't using it for a very long time because I'm not overly crazy with framing, but I think it looks really good on here. So I've been using it now for several seasons. The piece of wood that's on here is an actual driftwood. We used to rent a cottage for probably good 10 years when the kids were little, every summer, and this was a piece of driftwood that I had picked up from there. I really like it. I have added a layer of protection on it, just kind of weatherproofed it, sealed it, and I also have one that's in my garden that I had brought back from there. And the candelabra is from thrift store, and then I'm adding these two vases that I mentioned came from Dublin Mercantile, and I'm going to be adding some tulips in here simply because they're yellow. I am on a hunt. I think daisies with a big yellow middle would look really good here. However, I haven't found ones I like yet, so that is something that I am searching for, and I think that would look really pretty here because I find tulips are more of a spring rather than summer. But I like the yellow, so I am just keeping them here for now. And I think that's gonna complete the look of the top shelf here of the china cabinet, or of the of the china cabinet.
When I'll be coming home, then I'll be at your door. When I'll be coming home.
And now I'm going to move on to the next shelf, and I do want to continue with the wood pieces and the greenery. I like using a lot of greens, especially pretty much for every season, but especially for the summer. I just think a lush green is also another color that represents summer, so I like to add those. And I like these little pots because they have a concrete pot that the greenery is in, and I think that adds another texture to the whole decor. And like I always say, I love to move things around until I am satisfied with how things look. Sometimes I will switch stuff around even a couple days later once I had a bit more time to kind of sit with it and see how it's making me feel when I'm sitting in the area. Sometimes, if I'm sitting at the table and looking at something, it's just not looking right, so I'll switch it out. I do have to say that by the time I was finished with this, I was quite happy, and it was different than I have done in previous years.
I plan to let you know the longing of my heart, the wish I carry high whenever we're apart. It takes me through the night when I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into your eyes. When I'll be coming home. On my way, when I'll be coming home, I wanna see you play the music of your heart. I'm followed by your light whenever we're apart.
I have to say I absolutely love that little sign. That was a DIY that I made a few years back, and I just love the way it looks, and I love using it in my decor. Now to add the wood piece, I'm going to add the cloche, and I'm going to fill it with some lemons. I'm just trying to figure out whether I want to center it or do I want it off to a side a little bit. I do feel that centering is probably the best way to display this rather than off to a side. I'm going to fill this with lemons. However, when I did this, my camera turned off on me, so you don't actually see me filling it with lemons, but I did add lemons and limes. And now I'm going to add these yellow colored flowers. I'm not quite sure what these are called. They are a little bit of a softer yellow than the tulips, but I think with the lemons being kind of both colors of the yellow, it complements everything really well here. And I like how they had filled out this pot really nicely and tuck away nicely into the corner here. So I think this completes my hutch or my china cabinet, and I think it look like I said, it is making me feel very happy, and I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. Now I'm moving on to my little tea card, and here I'm going to add my truck. I feel like I need to use this somewhere in my house. I just love it, and I have not used it in my front room or my living room this year since I've done that differently. I will add the videos up in the sky if you want to check those two out, because this is the third video of my summer decorate with me, but I think it's going to look quite nice here. And then over on top of it, I'm going to add this vase back. I had this here for spring as well, but I will switch out the flowers, the greenery that I'm going to be adding to it, as well as what I'm going to be having here on the side. So I thought these fern looking greenery stems would look good here to add the pops of color against the white wall.
To your eyes, oh, when I look deep into your eyes.
Now I thought I wanted to make a little vignette here, but it wasn't working for me, so I end up just simplifying everything and just keeping one thing on top along the vase and the greenery. I just want to say that on this day when I was recording this, it was so cold outside that I had to turn on my fireplaces to heat the house up, because I was refusing to turn the heat on in June. But it was quite cold. I think the house got down to almost 17 degrees, which is quite cold. That's Celsius. So I did turn my fireplaces on just to warm up the house. I did find that by the time the evening rolled in, it did get a little bit warmer. But during the day, it was quite cold. So I have my socks on, my sweater on, and I did even have to put some flip-flops on because I was cold. So I'm going to fill the truck up with some lemons, but I don't want to fill up all of it with lemons. So I'm just going to add I have some plastic wrap here at the bottom, clear plastic wrap, and then I'm going to top that up with lemons. That's a great way to fill something that so it looks a lot more fuller than what it actually is, so you're not using up all of your decor pieces. Although I do have a garbage bag full of lemons that I have thrifted over past 2 years, so I like because I like decorating with them, but still I didn't want to use half of them in this truck because the truck bed is quite large.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
So this is it. I am quite pleased with how simple this looks.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight.
Now I'm moving over to my dining table, and I'm quite excited to be using this table runner. I absolutely love it, and the fact that I had thrifted it for $3 and it was brand new when I bought it, I am very happy with it. I love the way it looks. I love how subtle the lemons are, and I think it looks kind of ties the whole space together.
What we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
I'm going to be adding the 2 DIY vases on here, but I have decided to add greenery to them this time. At springtime I did add some greenery from my garden, but the white vase is not meant to have water in it, so it kept sweating and it kind of did do a little damage on my table. So I'm just going to add these white daisy looking flowers. I'm not sure what they're called, and that came from Michael's. And then I'm going to add some green stems to the smaller one.
With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. I know that I haven't been who I was. I am supposed to be the one you can trust. I feel so useless 'cause I let you down. I hope there's some way I can make it alright, 'cause I know that you deserve much more than this. If you give me one more chance, I swear I'll try my best to always be there. And I want you to know that I'm lost without you. I'm not without you. I hope I can show what you mean to me, 'cause I don't know what to do if you go. Ooh.
And I also decided to add this board here and put the vases on top, just to add a bit more to the whole little table setting. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know what was your favorite. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I also wanted to ask you guys, what are your suggestions? Maybe you have some good ones. Should I put a curtain onto that window, or should I leave it as is? I kind of like the openness. It kind of looks into the neighbor's yard, but they have a lot of plants there, so you don't really see anything. And I like all the sunlight that it brings in, but I do feel that a nice curtain would also add a bit more texture to the wall. I'm a little torn and not sure what to do, so I would love to know what you guys think, and if you have any suggestions of the window covering that might look good here. So, like I said, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. And let me know what your favorite thing about this space was. And I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Going to be decorating my kitchen as well as my family room. Family room, I only have a few things to decorate, so I always like to combine it with some other room, just because otherwise the video would be like 2 minutes long. I hope you guys have been enjoying the Summer Decorate With Me series so far for 2024. I'll have them linked at the end and the playlist down below. So let's get right into it. So I just have all the decor set up on the daycare table here, that's where they eat lunch and do crafts. And here are some of the things that I'm going to pull from for decorating these 2 rooms. I have a couple cookbooks underneath here. I have a vintage painting or a picture that I thrifted. Some books. I DIY'd this. It was a high-end dupe. And I just have some other book just for height. I have a picture. This one was from HomeSense. I also have this really pretty candle that I have been using with this lamp, and I will link this lamp in the description box. I love this thing. I don't ever have to worry about leaving candle on. This runs on a timer. It's such an inexpensive, great thing to have in your house if you love burning candles and you tend to forget to blow them out like myself. And I can also use it during daycare hours because there's no open flame, and I can have my house smelling nice. Now, right now, as I mentioned before, I am working through all of my candles, and my daughter just gave me this one. I had this one for a couple of years, but I'm switching slowly to soy wax candles, and this is from Bath & Body Works, so I just want to use it up. I love how they all smell, but I just know that they're not necessarily the best for the air we breathe. So I'm just want to get kind of through them. I have a couple more left for each season, and then I am completely done with them. I'm thinking I'm going to use some of these olives. I also have a DIY little pot. Just a couple things for the coffee station. This came from HomeSense. This was thrifted, Dollarama for the greens. Not sure if I'm going to use any of this. And just a whole bunch of different cutting boards. I also have my dough bowl that I did not get to use in the dining room. And then I have tons of assorted greenery. Most of it came from Dollarama. This was from Walmart. And then I have the garbage bag full of lemons. Some more things for the coffee station. I have this little concrete owl that came from HomeSense. This is actually a set of knives for cheese board that came, and I like to use it this way. I just have to clean it up as a little riser. Then I have a little DIY vase. There is a cloche underneath that I might fill up, switch out what's inside. Some coasters that were DIY. This little thing that I DIY'd out of snakes from Dollar Tree. All the DIYs are on my DIY channel. And then I also have the little wooden bowl. This was a vintage thrifted find. I absolutely love it. And then I have my paper mache bowl that I DIY'd on my DIY channel. So this is it. So I'm going to start with the family room because I just started there for cleaning, and then I'm going to move to the kitchen. So I'm going to start off in my family room, and I'm going to give it a quick wipe down and before I go ahead and decorate it. I have been struggling for some time now just getting everything done that I have on my plate, and I am going to be sharing later on in this video how I have started to manage my time so much more efficiently and so much better, so I can actually get all these things that I have completed as moms, as business owners, entrepreneurs, even wives. We wear so many different hats and so many different things on our plate, and sometimes getting things done and still enjoying time is hard. And so I have started to time block my time so I can get everything that I want to do fit in. And especially now with the summer being in a full swing, I want to have some time to enjoy the outdoors. Speaking of summer, if you guys watched my video last time, I was freezing. I had my fireplaces on. It was so cold. I was refusing to turn the heat on, but totally could have. I think the house dropped to 18 degrees. So I did turn the fireplaces on just to bring up the heat. Today, when I was recording this video, I was wearing a sweater because the house was cold, because the air conditioner was running so hard, because it was like 30, I think it was feel like 34 outside, so can't win. And this is a great example why people sometimes get sick when we have such huge fluctuations in weather. But I do end up taking the sweater off a little later because all the decorating had made me all hot. So I'm just fluffing up the pillow. I'm not going to be adding any new pillows for this season. I would like to add maybe some blue pillows, but it wasn't in the budget this time around, so I am just using up stuff that I have, and we do use these couches all the time, so having them filled up with pillows, it becomes a bit of a nuisance. So I'm adding this bowl that I had DIY'd. It's a paper mache bowl, and I did this video I think last month, and I absolutely love it, and I wanted to add some pops of color. I think having maybe those artichokes, those big artichokes that I see people have in their videos would look really good here. I, however, couldn't find any, so I'm not sure where I could find them here in Ontario, Canada. If you know where I could find them, please let me know. And then over here on a side table, I'm going to add another rustic DIY that I did. I just upcycled this vase that I thrifted, and I'm going to add some lavender in here. I just think this almost gives you a bit of a French country feeling, the vase and the lavender together. And then I was playing around trying to figure out what else I could put here, what would work, and that's just it. It's a process for me trying to figure out what I like and what I don't like. So I think this is it for the family room. And before we move on to kitchen, I wanted to talk to you about a new planner that I have been loving and just working through, trying to use it to its best potential. At this time when I recorded this video, I didn't quite get right into it, but by now I am fully in it and I'm loving everything that it has to offer. It is a Clever Fox planner. It's a weekly planner pro with time slots. So I've started time blocking a while back, but I just couldn't find any system that was really working for me, simply because I was trying to make my own time blocking sheets. The planner that I was using didn't come with it, so I was printing them, and it just did not work out for me. This planner, however, has everything here. It has also your goal setting in here. It has your vision board, your visualization pages. It is really a productive tool that I think everyone should have if you're anything like me and like to use paper to plan out. Also, all the monthly pages are right at the beginning of the planner, so you can plan out your whole year right there, and it's all at the beginning at the glance. And then you also have monthly reviews after each month. The time slots and the hourly pages have your top goals for the week. It has your top goal for the week, your to-do list, your habit tracker, and then also has weekly reviews in there. So I think it's such a great tool to get organized and increase productivity. I got mine in a rose gold, and I also want to mention at the end of it, at the end of the planner, there are some dot pages where you can brainstorm and do your brain dump if that's what you need to do. And it also comes with some stickers, and I absolutely love these stickers, and I can't wait to start using them. So if you are looking for a time blocking planner, you want to get organized, I have several YouTube channels, I have a blog, I run a Teachers Pay Teachers store, Etsy store, all of these things, and I work full-time in a home daycare setting, so I have a lot on my plate, and just putting my priorities down on a paper and then putting them into time slots throughout the week just helps out so much so I know I'm getting everything that I need to get done, and it keeps me organized and reduces overwhelm. So if you're looking for a planner for yourself, time blocking planner for yourself, I encourage you to check out Clever Fox, and I will leave the links down below for you to check out. There is also a discount code that you can use, so I encourage you to check it out if you are in a search for a new time blocking planner. Now back for the scheduled content. I am now in my kitchen and I'm trying to figure out what to do in this corner. I really want to cover these outlets. There's outlets on the other side as well, and they were driving me a little bit bonkers because I find that every time I look at my kitchen, my eye is directly drawn to that. So I've tried with the picture, but then opted to put some cutting boards here. These are all thrifted cutting boards, as well as the bowl that's over there that I end up not using on this side is thrifted. And then I went and picked up this clay pot or a bowl. I've had this in our bedroom and it wasn't being really utilized to what it should be. It's an absolutely beautiful bowl. So I just added some of those rosemary looking stems, greenery stems from Dollarama in there, and I think this looks really good. And now on the opposite side, I wanted to do something different than from what I've been doing for past few seasons. So I'm going to be adding some cookbooks over to this side. Now there is 2 cookbooks that I wanted to use, but they were downstairs and I didn't want it to go and make a noise because the kids were sleeping. So I decided to use my friend's cookbooks in here, which I should have returned a while ago. So if you're watching, next time remind me to give you the cookbooks. But I'm adding them here just because I love the how they look all together here. I don't use a lot of cookbooks these days. I do use internet for most of my recipe searching, but there are those staple cookbooks that I feel like everybody has or needs, and the 2 that aren't here are the ones that I like to look back quite often. And then I'm going to look back at quite often. I'm going to add some greenery here, and I'm going to add also some daisies to this pot. Now for this bowl, I knew I wanted to add some lemons and limes just to add more pops of color. I do find there's a lot of white here, and I like to break it up with some color. However, those outlets were driving me a little bit crazy, but I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. So I decided to move on to my coffee station area, and work on that, and then come back to this side once I've kind of had a break from it.
Coming home, then I'll be at your door. When I'll be coming home, I plan to let you know the longing of my heart, the wish I carry high. takes me through the night when I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into your eyes. When I'll be coming home.
I'm also going to be adding a bit more lemons and limes into this cloche. This was a thrifted cloche, the one that I used in my dining room. I did get at HomeSense, but this one I thrifted for $2.
And I am on my way. When I'll be coming home, I wanna see you play. Music of your heart. I'm followed by your light. Whenever we're apart, it takes me through the night when I look deep into your eyes. Your eyes. To your eyes. Oh, when I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into...
Now I was going to use these blueberries here, but I did feel I needed a bit more height than what I was getting. Then I ended up putting them up top and wasn't loving that either, so I ended up switching that as well. And I'm not sure what happened to the rest of the footage here, but I do know I either need a new SD card or a new camera. So I'm going back to this area and just trying to figure out what to do here. So here is how I have it set up now, and I love the left side, but the right side now, that outlet is bothering me. So I'm going to add a pot with some utensils in there. I know that my husband's going to have an issue with that, but he'll just have to deal with it for now. And I think that looks better. And now I'm going to move on to my island, and I'm just going to keep it very simple here. I'm going to add this vase from HomeSense, and I'm going to add these long eucalyptus leaves that I have. And that's it. That completes my kitchen decorate with me, and I'm going to do a little home tour, a little room tour now for you. Here it is. I think it looks perfect, not too much, lots of pops of color, and I love it. The framed art on my TV is just a YouTube channel that I put on, and you can pick different sceneries. So here is how my coffee station looks. Like I said, I lost the footage of the two little pots with spoons and knives that I added, but here it is, so you can see it now. And I also added a little tiny bee in there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Clever Fox, which will be linked down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Make sure you're following me on Instagram for tons more inspiration for decor, cooking, and all the other everything in between. And if you are in a home daycare world, I also have a daycare related Instagram page and Facebook, so make sure you check those out as well. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you all so much for watching.